Hello, everyone, and welcome to Coffee, Clarity, and Conversations with Kesha and Terra. I am Terra,
And I'm Kesha.
and we're so happy to have you join us today.
Yes, we are. Listen, if you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on your notifications where the bell is at so you can join our CCC community. Listen, we will also be sure to shout you out during the next show. So don't forget to join the community.
Definitely, and don't forget to grab your coffee or your tea and get ready for some conversation and clarity.
Okay, listen, shameless plug. I'm showing you my mug. I'll tell you where I got it from soon. But I love your mugs here. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I this is my company's name. It's the Manifold Innovations, and you can actually get this mug on my store, on my website, at my store, on my website. I can't talk. I'm so excited, y'all. But my website is www.tmicorp.org. So you can get the mug from the store on my website at www.tmicorp.org.
Y'all heard her. Y'all better go get that mug. Look, and my mug, Faith Breakout, it's a part of the book I wrote, a part of my collection. And you can also get it on my website at KLLCO.com. That's KLLCco.com. KLLCO.com. There we go.
I love it. And I love that mug. Listen, we're so excited today because we're going to be talking about passion and purpose. Kesha, what about it?
Girl, don't even get me started. So, I mean, I'm a very passionate person. I feel like I'm primarily driven a lot by passion because that's how passionate I am. And passion is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think that it was emotionalism, and we can have that in some parts of our life. But I realized that I connect to things because I'm very passionate about things, people, places, things, you name it. And so I'm excited to talk about passion and purpose. And one thing, as we were getting ready, as we always like to do, is we like to research, and to see what's being said out there, to see, what people have to say, and how we can bring that together. And so I remember one of the things that we came across, it talked about passion is about emotions. It's about the motivation and what makes us feel good, i.e., do what you love. The purpose is the reason or the why behind what we do, primarily for others. How do you feel about that, Tara?
I agree to a large extent. I remember hearing someone say that passion is like the icing and purpose is
Mm,
like the cake. So purpose gives us that substance, but who wants just a cake without the icing? You
yeah.
know, so it gives passion is that thing that drives us many times,
Hmm.
and it's so important though. I believe that you have a little bit of both when it
Hmm.
comes to business, when it comes to you doing whatever it is that you're doing in life. For me, I'm passionate about, like you said, a lot of things. So anything that I get involved in, I'm just a passionate person. I'm
Yeah.
I'm like over the top. I'm an introvert, so I'm not like so in your face, but I'm very engaged in anything that I do. And
Hmm.
so for me, it's important for me to have passion in
Very.
in my business or whatever. So I've always been passionate about writing. And so while for a long time, I would write when I was in high school and in college. I would write. I had notebooks full of songs and
Wow.
plays and had
Okay,
ideas for.
playwright.
Girl, yes. And and I had ideas to write a book, and well, several books. And so I never, but that passion never, at the time, I didn't think that that was my purpose.
Mm,
And so I began to think about some of the things that I would do, even when I wasn't getting paid. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've been
Mm-hmm.
able to help other people write their books. I've been
Yes, you
able to
have. That's how you guys got faith breakout. Okay. So, like she said, go to tmicorp.org so y'all can learn
yes.
about that because the girl's good. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But you know, but then I realized that that was a part of my purpose is
Mm-hmm.
helping aspiring authors, you know, birth their book in 90 days or less. That was something that I was able to do. I was able to develop some systems that helped me to be able to be more productive in the time that I have. And so my passion actually led me to my purpose. And
Mm.
so I believe it's important that we understand that while passion, if it's out of control, it can lead
Mm-hmm.
us in a whole bunch of different ways because I'll
Mm-hmm.
be honest, I've tried a whole bunch of different things,
Me too.
and you know, and I've had success in it. So you know, a lot of times when you talk about passion, a lot of people think that you're not going to be successful
Yeah.
in that, but you can be successful in doing something that you're passionate about. But again, I believe when you are walking in your purpose, in
Mm-hmm.
that calling that you have been divinely appointed or called to, I believe that when passion and purpose collides,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you find the most fulfillment. What
I,
about
I
you?
agree. Like when you were talking, one thing that came to my mind, and as you were talking, I was listening, I was just hearing passion, reminds you of your desires, what you're passionate about. We're passionate about our
Mhm.
desires. When we think about purpose, purpose is like direction. And so
Mm.
purpose helps gives our desires and our passion direction,
Oh, I like
and
that.
that just came as
Yes.
you were talking, like a place. So we can be passionate about, like you said, 50,000 things, 50 million things. Like for me, I was always passionate about people, and I still am,
Mhm.
which got us, both of us, in the business that we're in today.
Mhm.
And so being passionate about people, you can do things and do things for people, but really finding what your purpose to do gives your passion direction. And
Mhm.
so when what got me in my business is that, like, I didn't have anyone there to help me do what I wanted to do. And I was really passionate about helping others. And so the call came to me and I answered it. Our father said, be the change you want to see. And so I ended up
Yes.
doing that. And so I started my business. And that was, my purpose and my direction in fulfilling my passion and my purpose, fulfilling my passion through my purpose. My passion
Mhm.
was directed to helping people to achieve that thing that I myself at the time was trying to achieve. And so I like when that came, like passion, desire, and purpose, direction.
Right. Keisha, can you tell us a little bit more about what is it that you do? Like what are you passionate about? What is your purpose? Like
So look, you and I often joke about the quote, Jack of all, master of none. But we're gonna talk about that later because people don't finish that quote. And I know you love to talk about that. So I'll leave that to you on your part. But I am a jack of many trades, but in this sense, I do have KLLC Co., which is Kingdom Life and Legacy Company. It's a collaborative, and I do coaching and consulting. I'm here to help aspiring entrepreneurs to start their business, and not just business when it comes to starting different dreams and desires, but also a ministry. There are people that want to start. Um, I'll give you an example. I'm trying to think of some of the ones that I've helped out with, like maybe want to start a youth program, or
Mhm.
want to start missions and different things
Mhm.
like that. And so we help to do that. Like I said, it's not just the business and the natural aspect, but the spiritual aspect too. And
Mhm.
so we offer those service, graphic design, marketing and branding, coaching, consulting, you
Awesome.
name it. We are here to help you get from where you are to where you want to go. But guess what? Even the
What?
coach has a coach. And I'm looking at my coach right now. So, Terra, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Well, of course, like Keisha said, I am a coach and a consultant, and I do believe that you can have many things that you're great at and many things that you do, and just like Keisha, um, I became the person that I needed. And so a lot of what I learned, I can't take the credit. I always say this is one of my favorite quotes that no one can take the credit, not even me. God
Mhm,
gets all the glory. And
mhm,
I really, I mean, and and when I say that, a lot of people will use that as a scapegoat or as a way to say that it didn't require me to do any work. I just left it all up to God.
Mm-hmm.
No, there was some things that I had to do in order to get to where I am. But I do
Yeah.
assist people, and right now, my main focus now is helping writers unblock. Get unblocked and to overcome writer's block and to get that book out and to do that thing that God has called them to do, to become unmuted. And whether that is through your writing or if that's business, whatever it is, I want to assist them in um, getting out of their comfort zone, because I found that greatness is realized outside of your comfort zone. And so while I was an introvert, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
I was an introvert, and I say was in because I've learned how to step outside of my comfort zone so that I could be what I
Yeah.
needed to be. I had to get out of my own way. And so I was so excited to be able um to start to help others in
Yes.
coaching and consulting and all of that. And so, and as Kesha said, a coach needs a coach, a mentor needs a mentor. So, when you look at both she and I, she coaches, I coach, and we both, we still have other coaches that are
Mm-hmm.
assisting us in our journey. And so
Yeah.
I think it's so important that you do that, because, as you talk about passion, as you talk about purpose, sometimes if you're not careful, you can just run,
Yeah.
in many directions. And I love what you said, Kesha, that your passion is like that desire and your
Mm-hmm.
purpose is that direction. And
Yeah.
so for many business owners or many aspiring entrepreneurs and stuff like that, you hear about the niching down and you hear about
Mm-hmm.
all of that. I think what's so important is that you get direction, because when you talk about the niching and all of
Yeah.
that, it's not, I heard one coach say that it's not saying that, I'm getting rid of me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I got all these things, and so I feel like I am not giving everything that I have. But it's
Mm-hmm.
saying that, when we walk, you have to put one foot in front of the other, so it's taking one step at a time. And so a lot of times when entrepreneurs come out, one big mistake that a lot of us make is that we want to do everything
Everything.
that we're passionate about. We want to do
Mm-hmm.
everything that we feel like is part of our purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and we're trying to do it all at once. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
so important that you have someone who is
To
able
guide
to
you.
help guide you. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, you have to make the final decision,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to know within your heart that, this is the direction that I need to go. But I believe that is so important.
It
And so
is.
go
It
ahead,
is.
Keisha.
I'm sorry. And when you were on that, what it made me think about is, sometimes because people have a lot of things that they want to do,
Mm-hmm.
they get discouraged. And so,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very passionate and creative person, I can tell you, creatives, the mind is always going. And
Mm-hmm.
so, when you feel like you can't do that thing that is on your mind at the moment, it can get frustrating and it can stall you. But this is the important thing of dealing with a coach or a mentor, consultant, that can help provide direction in that process.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we do is, we listen to the things that you discuss and you talk about, and we offer recommendations on the best course of action in that moment and also
Mm-hmm.
long term. And so I remember there was a couple that I was coaching through the process, and they had about 5 different businesses they wanted to do. And so we were talking about this process, and I was excited for them because, whatever our hearts desire to do, we want to do those things and we want to bring them to pass. My model is
Right.
I want to leave empty. So I want to do
Yes.
everything that's in
Yes.
me to do. And
Yes.
so what I was telling them, let's start with the one that would be the easiest to start with,
Mm-hmm.
the most profitable at the time, the quick turnaround, so we could get some seed money to invest and, work on the other companies.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we finished our consulting process, our coaching process, not only were they able to launch the first, but the second and the third business.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
Mm-hmm.
starting with the first business. And, now they're in a different process, in a phase. And I can't wait till we start working on business 4 and 5. And so, yes, you can have these purposes and you can have these dreams and you can have these desires,
Mm-hmm.
but finding that connection with a coach to help give the direction to the desire or passion,
Yeah.
it plays a major role and it's very significant. And they're like, wow, we thought we were only going to work on this when this came. And I said, well, see, it was just finding that direction, and you never
Right.
know what comes out of that. So, I mean, this passion and purpose to me, it's such a big topic.
Yes, yes. And I know, some people have different thoughts about whether it's good to follow your passion, whether your passion leads you to purpose. I heard someone say that your passion is for you and your purpose is for others. And so
Mm,
I think a lot of times our
mm,
passion can be used to help others.
mm-hmm,
However, what I'm passionate about, that's something internal, like that's something that
mm-hmm.
comes out of me. And
Come
so
on.
you know if I'm passionate about cooking, then when I cook, I'm going to cook with a different
Mm-hmm.
intensity,
I'm passionate
and
about
the food
cooking, so I get that, girl. Come on now.
and the food is probably going to taste different than someone who's not so passionate about cooking.
Say that.
That's why a lot of times, I worked in customer service for over 15 years.
Please talk
And
about it.
and I would see so many people, and I had training from various corporations, and I would go to various fast food places, restaurants, stores, and
Mm-hmm.
calling over the phone, and people would be so, like, they were mad to be at
Mm-hmm.
work, like this was not something that they love to do. But I am passionate about
Mm-hmm.
customer service. I'm
Yeah.
passionate about making sure that that customer experience is great, because I understand that as a business owner, um, as a worker for an employer,
Yeah.
that's how I get paid. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't for the customers, we wouldn't be in business.
That's
And
true.
so when you have people, and this is to you business owners out there, when you're looking to add people to your staff, when you're
Mm-hmm.
looking to add get a team, everybody wants to get a team, you need to make sure that they have a passion
Passion. Come on.
for what they're doing. Because if they don't, if money is the driving force for them
Hmm.
to come and work for you, then sometimes you won't get the best of them. and
That's
so
true.
and so I believe that passion does play a huge part in how much or what we do. But we can't just go off of passion,
That's true.
for others, because I know that I have a deeper purpose. Then
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I can do those things that I may not necessarily love doing,
Mm-hmm.
but because I know there's a purpose, there's a reason why behind it, then you also are going to see me put that same intensity in there.
Yeah.
So I really think that's great. What do you think, Keisha?
I love that quote. And I love how, when you talk about it, passion is for us, purpose for others, even how
Mhm.
we individually have spoken, throughout the podcast about our passion to
Mhm.
serve and help others led us to our purpose, which is for others, to serve and help others. So you
Mhm.
can be passionate about serving and helping others, but it's not until you align your passion with your purpose that you can actually execute and serve and help
That's
others,
good. That's good.
especially in the right way, in the direction, in the way that we found was most effective was through coaching, consulting, mentoring,
Yeah.
like you said, helping people unblock to write their book. And you
Mhm.
guys, I'm telling you, I would not have a book today, no lie, had she not pushed me through that process, because I'm like, it's in me, I want to, and I'm signing up for the course for unblock, because unblock me, I need to be unblocked so I can get 2, 3, 4, 5 out, because I'm
Yes.
passionate about it. It's on the inside. And thank you that you allow your passion to align with your purpose to help others unblock,
Mhm.
because that helped me to be able to produce what I was passionate about, which is my work. And so I think that that's really important. Another thing that comes to mind is that we looked at people try to put purpose before passion, but I
Mhm.
think passion generally comes before purpose.
Mhm. Mhm.
A passion is what can get us started, but a purpose is what sustains us and keeps us going. Like when you
Mm.
think about in a relationship, you can be passionate about someone you meet. And so, hey, I got this connection. I'm passionate. You look good. You smell good. All those other goods. And you guys, sorry, I'm single. So Boaz, if you out there, hey, I'm here. So I can talk on that front.
Look,
Uh,
Boaz, Joe, Michael, Tony, go ahead.
I mean, your name ain't got to be Boaz, but I'm saying, the Bible said he that findeth and Boaz found Ruth. That's where I was going. But thank you,
I know.
guys. So you can be passionate about someone when you meet them, right? And then when you don't really think about the purpose of the relationship, like if you haven't really established that, are we going to be friends? Are we going to, are we working to get married? Whatever that is. If you don't understand the purpose, you can keep going. And after a while, it's like, that passion ain't doing that no more. Like, where are we going?
Listen, you see, we don't even have time to unpack all of that. What you just because see, I'm married. I'm happily married. And I'm so
Happily.
yes, happily married. And I am so excited that, my husband and I, we had passion that
Mm-hmm.
drew us, but it's like passion is the vehicle
Mm-hmm.
to get you to purpose. Because,
Mm-hmm.
honey, once you are married, marriage is a wonderful thing. And I would tell
Mm-hmm.
anyone, look, get married. That's the best thing since sliced bread. But marriage is also work. And
Okay.
and sometimes and it's just like your business or anything else. If passion is all you have, sometimes that's not enough. You have to have a why. You have to have a reason why you will stay there. Because sometimes when I get on my husband's nerves, when he gets on my nerves, if all we had was passion,
Mm-hmm.
we might will walk away.
Yeah.
But because we have purpose and we have
Yeah.
a reason why we are together, then that causes us that gives us sustainability.
Yeah.
And so in your business, it is so important that you may use the vehicle of passion to get you there, but you
Mm-hmm.
need purpose to keep you there.
Yeah. That's
And that's what's
important.
that's what's going to sustain you.
Mm-hmm. So I was looking at the things that we talked about earlier, in our research, and we talked about when utilizing passion, discover your purpose. There are some things that people should consider that they may
Mhm.
not think about. And one of the things that I know that was big for us is, do you like or love what you're doing? And you
Yeah.
talked about, like, can you do this even if you're not making money for it?
Come on.
That's important, especially in the service industry. So if you're in the
Yes.
service hospitality industry, hopefully you heard us today. Don't get into it if you don't like it or love it. It may not be your purpose, even though you're passionate about working. You may not be purposed to work in that selected industry. So I remember that was one of the four. What was another one that you found?
Well, are you good at it? I
Mm.
mean, let's be real. There are some people who may love to cook. I'm gonna use that again.
You see, I said,
Look, I might need my tea for that. But their food is not good.
yeah.
And
Oh, preach, preach,
and
preach.
just because you're passionate about it does not mean you're purpose to do it.
Say,
So you need to, on a serious note, you really do need to ask yourself, am I good at this? If if you don't know how to boil water,
hmm
don't
come
try to
on.
open a restaurant.
Or make mac and cheese.
Oh, let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, but I so agree with that, and I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna use a clip of this before I go when people ask me to come over. Oh, let me show you something. No, we was talking about. We want to make sure your purpose to cook. Okay.
Oh, yes.
One of the other things that I was looking at is that, is there a need for it by
Mhm.
yourself and others? And so
Mhm.
when you're trying to find what your purpose to do or you want to do, putting direction to that passion and desire, is there a need for what you're trying to bring to the table? Will it be
Mhm.
helpful to you or others? And, like when we both talk about going into the consulting and coaching industry,
Mhm.
we saw the need. First of all,
Mhm.
we needed it.
Mhm.
you know
Right.
and I think that that's one of the greatest things to help determine how you can fulfill a purpose, is to answer a question, to solve a problem. And
Mhm.
in my case, the problem was, I can't find anybody to help me do what I'm desiring to do. And so maybe I can help someone else do that. And then in turn, I can come across people, and I did, thank you, Jesus, that could
Yes.
help me do those other things that I desire to do.
Yes, definitely. And so, and as Keisha said, do you like it? Do you love it? Are you good at it? Is there a need for it? And would you do it if you didn't get paid for it?
Hmm,
I mean,
talk about that.
when you're looking at what you're passionate about and looking at it to discover what your purpose to do, and you want to be profitable at it, then those are some questions that you need to ask yourself, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that our passion, our desire, is the vehicle that's getting us to our purpose,
Mhm.
the direction in which we should go.
That's good. I love it. Listen, you guys, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this because we have enjoyed talking about it. And I'm going to tell you right now, get your questions together because
Hmm.
we're going to give some clarity. So, this is how it's going to go in the future. You guys can email us. You can send us a direct message in our Facebook group. You can
Hmm.
add them on our YouTube page and send us your questions, and we'll select two questions, maybe three, depending on the time, that we'll answer during our segment. We do have two that we're going to answer today, but as we're preparing for those, we're going to talk to you guys about our featured products.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. And so, we are so excited that we are able to feature other businesses. I don't necessarily like to call them small businesses, because we are
Mm-hmm.
believing that they are going to grow, and we know that our words are powerful. And
Mm-hmm.
so, to be eligible to for the coffee conversations and
And
clarity,
clarity.
clear choice, then you can send us an email to ccc with knt at gmail.com, or you can visit our website. Keisha, will you give us our website, please?
She just said it. CCC with KNT.com. And, as she said, email CCC with
Mm-hmm.
KNT at gmail.com.
Yes. And so I'm so delighted to introduce or present to some of you one of my favorite business owners, Twana Marx, Creative Marx. I am actually wearing some of her jewelry today,
I
but
love
y'all stay
it.
tuned. Y'all look at this video, check her out.
I'm excited, you guys. So,
Yes.
my clear choice for today is Artisan Jewelry by Teesha.
Oh.
Okay. I love this. I've been waiting to get this. Hopefully, you guys see this. I mean, she does some good work. And I'm just going to share for a minute so you guys can see. Can you guys see this? Her Facebook page, Artisan Jewelry by Teesha. So make sure that you check her out on Facebook, on IG. You can find her and get something and tell her that Keisha sent you. Okay. Let her know I
Yes.
sent you. And so those were our two, again, Creative Marks by Twana Marks and
Yes.
Artisan Jewelry by Teesha. And again, we don't want you to forget, if you are interested in being one of our CCC Clear Choice spotlights for your big business,
Yes.
please make sure to email us at cccwithknt at gmail.com. Catch us at cccwithknt.com, or direct message us on Facebook, or put their information on YouTube, and we will message you back on how you can do that. All right.
Yes, yes. And so we are so excited. This is our first Q&A today.
And so I'll let you answer the first one.
Okay.
And it says, how did you discover what your purpose was? I know we talked about it a little bit, but
Hmm.
maybe you can elaborate that more and give someone, some tips on how they can discover their purpose.
Well, for me, it took me a while. One thing that as we shared earlier, one thing that I believe that you would need to do is first write down all the things that you do. Write down the things that you love to do, the things that you like to do, and then go through that list and just begin to check off, the things that, okay, well, I don't necessarily have to do this. I can live without doing this. I can live without doing that. And then finally you'll end up, at a place where, okay, look, I can't see myself living doing anything other than this. And then that's one way that it can help narrow down to your purpose. For me, because there were so many multiple areas, um I really had to pray, and really seek some guidance. I would say that a mentor, and a coach, comes in. Now,
Yeah,
everyone can't coach you, everyone
that's
can't
true.
mentor you. It is important that you find someone who is not on your same level,
Mm-hmm.
um, because at the end of the day, if you are going to your friend and you're
Mm-hmm.
asking her, hey, it's okay to poll your friends and ask them, hey, what do you think I'm good at? Because if you're having
Mm-hmm.
trouble, finding out those things that you're good at, it's okay to ask your
It
friends.
is.
But when you're really seeking for direction, it's important for you to go to someone qualified. It's
Mm-hmm.
important for you to go to
It's good.
someone um, who has some level of success, that they can, proven success.
Success. Mm-hmm.
And so at the end of the day, I began to change my circle of influence, my circle of friends. And the more I was around people who knew what they were called to do,
Mm-hmm.
and the more I was just, kind of, spinning my wheels and doing, those things that I love to do, I
Yeah.
began to be drawn in a direction. So, like Kesha said earlier, you have that desire,
Yeah.
but your purpose gives you direction. And when I began to see the direction in which I was being called to do, that's where the Manifold Innovations Corporation was birthed. That's where Writers Unblock Academy was
Come
birthed.
on.
That's where Acts for Growth
Come
Academy
on.
was birthed. And so that's where I found my purpose, when
Yeah.
I really began to um, just pursue pursue purpose, through my passions. But then I began to get a tunnel view of focus, and that helped me to realize what it was.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. I am passionate about my purpose, but I don't see profit.
Mm.
So, I'm gonna tell you this. This will be something we'll hit on later on.
Mhm. Mhm.
Tira has a whole thing on this, but I'm gonna go on a little bit about this. When we talked about purpose, remember, purpose is something that you can do, whether when you know it's purpose, whether you get paid or not. However, your purpose should always have the potential to lead you to something that's profitable. And so when we look at this process, for me, was the money initially there when I started doing it? No, because I didn't know. But this is also where it comes in, and getting a mentor, a coach, someone qualified, a professional, as Sarah said, that offer these types of services to help guide you in the direction and show you how your purpose can make that profit for you, because it was there, and all I had to do was unlock that. And so that is so important when you were talking about, aligning yourself with the right people, and make sure that there are people with proven success. And you guys
Mhm.
heard her. She
Mhm.
talked about TMI Corp. She talked about Unblock. She talked about Acts. Y'all gotta check it out. Check out her Facebook, Terra Odo. So many things there. But that's the same that happened to me when I started
Mhm.
Kingdom Beauties in Business, my networking group, which has over
Yes.
2,000 women. When I started, oh my God, there's so many things that I'm into, like Kingdom Life and Legacy Company, my company, and so many other branches that I've done with
Yes.
plays, you name it. These things
Yes.
didn't initially pay off, but after time, the profit came in, the profitability came in. And so finding a coach, you know, or a mentor or a professional that could help you unlock to see the ways that your purpose may have a potential for profit. Tira, I see you got something burning on that part. So go ahead, tap in.
Yes, I just want to share just this little tidbit. it's important that if you're not finding that you're profitable, it may
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily mean that that's not a good area that you need to go
Mm-hmm.
in, but it could. One of the things that we said earlier was you need to find out if there's a need.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
correct.
so if there, and maybe there is a need, but you need to improve your messaging. Maybe people don't know that you do what you do, so
Yes.
you need to maybe tighten up the messaging, making sure that you're tightening up your marketing. A lot of things could go into, and another thing, you could just not be pricing your you could just not
Woo!
be charging people
Look,
because
I'm sorry. If y'all want to learn how to price, you better check her out because woo, my pricing before was
she
not
was,
where it needed to be. So thank you, Jesus. Okay, go ahead.
because a lot of times, especially if, and I'm talking to those who may be in the faith-based arena,
Mm-hmm.
if you come from a ministry background, a lot of times we
Yeah,
feel like, everything is service, everything is ministry.
that's good.
And yes, while we do our heart should always be of a servant heart,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to understand that the Bible does say that a workman is worthy of his
Girl, I was just gonna bring it out when you talked about it.
yes. So, but not only that, we have to understand. I worked in the corporate world for a long time, and I was in business administration. I have two degrees. I have a degree in business administration. I have a degree in business management. And so I paid for that knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
So when I
correct.
go into the corporate world, I expect my employer to
To
give me
recognize that.
to
Mm-hmm.
recognize that and give me a pay, give me pay for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But many
That's
times
correct.
when we work for ourselves or we work in ministry, then we feel like it's okay for them not to pay us. Now, this is something that I let everyone know. I I mean, I don't like to, this is from what other people have told me, because I don't really like to brag on myself, but I do. One thing I do know, I do know how to I do know how to administrate. That's a calling, that's a gift that I have. And so
Yes.
if I'm working in business administration, I'm going to make sure that it's organized. I'm going to make sure it's timely. I'm going to make sure that
Together.
things are done right. And so because of that, I know that that's a gift that God has given me,
Mm-hmm.
whether I'm
That's
working
correct.
corporately or whether I'm working in ministry. So, whether I'm working corporately or whether I'm working in ministry, I deserve to be paid
That's
for the
correct.
service that I give. And so, if you're not receiving the profit that you want to receive from your passion or from your purpose, then there are a couple of things, though, the things that I mentioned, making sure that your messaging is there, making sure that people even know that you do what you do. For a
Mm-hmm.
long time, I didn't put myself out there because I
Yeah.
was so afraid of putting myself out there and letting people know what I do. And
Yes.
so, and even at this point, I'm just now really getting out there, and when I revamped my business and I began to take on clients other than people who knew me on a personal level,
Yeah.
then but I stopped my profit. So you have to ask yourself, do you have the confidence to receive the profits that you are wanting to receive? Because sometimes we just think it's gonna magically appear. Just like with prayer and just like with faith, it requires action on our part.
It
And so if
does.
you want to receive a profit from your business, from your passion, from your purpose, then it requires work. You need to make
It
sure that you're
does.
set up right. If you need help setting your business up right, call on Kesha.
Let us
Keisha will
know.
get you from A to Z. She can get you set up right. She can get you in a business. Let us stop just working just haphazardly and not setting our businesses up right and expecting to become millionaires. Do y'all not know that if you
Yeah,
start to make all that money, then you're gonna get more eyes on you?
that's true.
so
That's
so you
true.
need to make sure that you get set up right. And so, Keisha, look, I can
I
go
mean,
on and
I
on
know,
and
and that
on
was
about
so
this
important.
subject.
I'm so glad you hit on that and discuss those points because we need and I know this is question and we want to wrap up, but I do need to say this. We
Mm-hmm.
can stop ourselves. I was already doing it, but I failed to have the confidence when I started. And a lot of my clients where I was offering this, initially for free, and I was just volunteering and just trying to do. And they were saying like, "Oh my God, what you gave us was $1 million idea." And I had, organizations and companies getting, $70,000 grants and $1 million, making these profits and so forth. And then I'm looking at myself, and I was getting upset because I wasn't seeing it, but realizing that I was stopping that. And so I'm not going to go far into that. There'll be things we pick up later. And if you're interested in hearing more about those topics, just let us know. Definitely comment and put it in the chat or send us a message about it. But I do think we play more of a role than we realize.
Yeah.
When it comes to our passion, our purpose, and ultimately our success. So you have to be confident in that thing that you are intending to pursue.
Yes,
because
definitely.
without confidence, you will definitely fall. And so we do want to let you know we're not just doing this, because we have our podcast, but this is what we do. We do this, and we help organizations, individuals, those desiring to step out and to build a business, to organize your ministry. That's what ACTS is about. Administration, church, you name it. I can't even get into all, but y'all know what I said. This is what we do, and this is why we're doing this, and letting people know, hey, we're here and we want to help. And so hopefully there was something that we said today that brought some clarity in this conversation while you was having your coffee or your tea, because we had a great time, just sharing with you today.
Yes. And the conversation was so good. I don't even think I took a sip.
I was going to say that.
It was, but I am so excited. Thank you so much, Kesha. This has been a joy. Thank all of you for tuning in with us today, and be sure to come back and invite someone else to join you next week. Invite someone else to join our group. We have a community that is here and that's available, and so you can ask your questions even before we come back on live for our next coffee and conversations and clarity. You can get your questions answered even from just visiting the group and putting it there in the group with us.
Yes. And we will, make a post to spotlight our clear choice. So not only will you catch it, or catch our replay, but you'll also be able to see it in the Facebook group and be able to say, hey, oh, that's what they were talking about, and get some more information. So again, we want to say thanks for joining us for Coffee, Clarity, and Conversations, y'all. And again, don't forget, if you haven't already, to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on your notifications where the bell is at so you can join our community. Okay.
Yes. And also check out our website. Again, it's www.cccwithknt.org.
Okay, wait, I had to stop you because I said knt.com. It's cccwithknt.org. So thank you for saying that, you guys. cccwithknt.org. Y'all heard it.
Okay. I was like, did I mess it up?
No, you didn't. I did.
But no, it's okay. So that you can find out more about us. And we're gonna put that information in our chat so that you can have that information available. You can find out more about us, you can find out more about our services. And as part of this platform, we also offer tag team coaching. Y'all, you get the best of both worlds at one time. So you can visit our website. Again, it's www.cccwithknt.org to book your discovery call today.
Okay, y'all heard it. I'm glad she got it right. Join us for our next conversation with your coffee and tea, because we'll be ready and we will definitely bring the clarity.
Yes, we will. See you next time. Bye-bye.